Assalamu alaikum student. Welcome to the week 10th and 11th. Now let's start with this session. Just a second. Okay. Student, this is very important topic or what we can say very important chapter. It's about, and it's lengthy one, the number of concepts that we will cover in the 10th, 11th and 12th chapter. And that is the reason many 10th or 11th को combined form में इसमें sorry, explain किया है. Okay, now what's the concept of decision making and what is basically decision making process? First of all, we have to describe this in this session, and then we have to go for decision making styles क्या है हमारे पास, decision making errors and biases क्या है, organizing and work specialization and departmentalization. So departmentalization itself complete topic hai. It's about one chapter almost, and that is the reason I am included in it in the form of 10th and 11th chapter. Okay, students, now what is decision making? Whenever we are going to analyze something, then we have to find out whether it's in positive way or negative way. So after that analysis, when we come to conclude on the basis of whatever our scientific information or whatever the thing is, we come to the conclusion that the decision, and then we have to take the decisions on the basis of our analysis. And that is all about what we can say that is the process. So analyst attribute his abrupt dismissal to the difference in decision-making approaches between him and Nike company founder, this. And whereas Nike highly valued and had always used his judgment and feeling to make the decisions. As this example clearly shows, managers have different styles when it comes to making the decisions. That means sometimes you can go for overall आपकी जो facts and figures होते हैं, or sometimes you can go for your feelings and whatever you are thinking. Okay, on the basis of that, we have two types of thinking style profile. It's about decision-making thinking style. That is about linear, and another one is about non-linear. Now, what is linear and what's the concept of non-linear? Right now, we have to see. Non-linear thinking ये वही है जो हमने पिछली क्लास में भी डिस्कस किया. It's characterized by the person's preference for using external data and facts and processing this information through rational logical thinking to guide the decisions and all that. When you have maximum information and external data as well and facts and figures and information logically or rationally, when you have to take the decisions, those को हम कहते हैं that is about linear decisions. The second one is about non-linear thinking style. It's characterized by the preference for internal source of information, feeling and intuition. So this is what the difference, internal source of information and is external information. And it's all about your feeling, intuitions and processing, what we can say, thinking, experiences and all that. ये सारी चीजें आपकी आ जाती हैं. तो वो आपका non-linear thinking style हो जाता है. So information with internal insight, feelings and hunches to guide the decisions and actions. So look at back into that example. So generally what we have to do is, we have the structured or non-structured problem वाली concept है कि sometimes we have to go for logical rational decisions लेते हैं. उसमें जो हमारी thinking style होता है वो linear होता है, in a set of sequence of और डेटा इंफॉर्मेशन इन सबको एनालाइज करके. लेकिन नॉन लीनियर स्टाइल क्या होता है? नॉन लीनियर होता है जब अपने फीलिंग्स, इंट्यूशन वगैरह को देखते हैं तो उसको हम नॉन लीनियर कहते हैं. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट वन इज अबाउट डिसीजन मेकिंग बायसेस एंड एरर्स. नाउ व्हाट्स द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ दिस वन, decision making biases and errors? That is about just like Let's see what's the concept of decision making biases and errors. Generally, whenever we are going to take the decisions, we can go for errors as well. हम जब sometime biased हो जाते हैं, sometime कुछ decisions हमारे बहुत what we can say proper नहीं हो सकते हैं, up to the mark नहीं हो सकते हैं. Sometime we can go for the mistakes as well. So, what are the different types like overconfidence, immediate gratification, anchoring effect, selective perceptions, confirmations, framing, and representation, and randomness, sunk cost, and self-serving and hindsight. So these are the different types of errors that we are used to of what we can say whenever whenever we want to go for, whenever we have to go for the decision making. So first one is about overconfidence bias. When decision makers tend to think they know more than they do, that means आप ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट होते हैं और सम टाइम ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस की वजह से आप बाइस डिसीजन ले लेते हैं. So when decision makers tend to think they know more than they do or hold unrealistic and positive views of themselves and their performance. That means unrealistically, they are thinking they are very much positive and they have very much positive views about themselves. And sometimes because of that, they are very much overconfident or confident about themselves. So sometimes they can take the, you can say, wrong decision and they can go for the mistakes or errors in the decision. So that can be because of your overconfidence. Immediate gratification biases describe the decision makers who tend to want immediate rewards and to avoid the immediate cost. So mostly immediate gratification कब होती है? It's on the basis of who tend to want immediate rewards and to avoid immediate cost. तो समटाइम्स यू वांट टू कि आप इमिजिएटली कोई भी डिसीजन करें और उसका रिवॉर्ड और उसकी जो इमिजिएट कॉस्ट है उसको अवॉइड करें, बट रिगार्ड यू वांट टू कि वो रिवॉर्ड सॉरी यू वांट टू कि वो आपको इमिजिएटली मिल जाए. फॉर दीज इंडिविजुअल्स डिसीजन चॉइसेस दैट प्रोवाइड quick payoffs are more appealing than those with payoffs in the future. So ऐसे जो लोग होते हैं वो what they prefer, दे जस्ट प्रेफर कि हमें जो भी पे ऑफ करना है, जो भी हमें रिवॉर्ड मिल रहा है वो बहुत जल्दी मिल जाए. उसको फ्यूचर तक लेके नहीं जाना चाहिए या देने देते. तो उसके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से फिर आपके डिसीजन इसी तरह के होते हैं कि अच्छा ये रिवॉर्ड जो है वो रिवॉर्ड बेस्ड डिसीजन किया जाए और उसमें इमिजिएटली वी वांट टू गेट द रिवॉर्ड. एंकरिंग इफेक्ट sometimes it describe how decision makers fixate or initiate information as a starting point and then once that fail to adequately adjust for subsequent information, then you are not able to adjust it properly. So sometimes the way you are, you can say, taking the initiative, the way you are starting something, and that starting point is not proper, and because of that, you are not able to manage the things properly. So sometimes आपका anchoring effect भी इस तरह जाता है. Selective perception biases. ये तो जनरली हम selective perception में जाते हैं when decision makers selectively organize and interpret the events based on their biased perception. They are using the select. Okay, now confirmation bias. Confirmation bias कौन सा होता है? Selective perception bias हमने देखा. जस्ट अ सेकेंड मैं आपको शेयर करवा देती हूँ स्टूडेंट्स. एक सेकेंड, बिकॉज नेट में कोई इशू हुआ था आई थिंक सो, उसकी वजह से आपकी शेयरिंग जो है वो इंटरप्ट हुई. कंफर्मेशन बायस्ड होता है डिसीजन मेकर हु सीक आउट द इंफॉर्मेशन दैट रीअफर्म देयर पास्ट चॉइसेस एंड डिस्काउंट इंफॉर्मेशन दैट कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट पास्ट जजमेंट विद द कंफर्मेशन बायस्ड. So generally what they want to, जो decision makers होते हैं, they just want to get the information that reaffirm their past choices. Means whatever they have done in the past, they just want to get the maximum information जिसकी वजह से वो अपना जो past वाले decisions हैं उनको भी reconfirm कर सकें. एंड व्हाट वी कैन से जो उनकी जजमेंट के साथ कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन क्रिएट करती है After that reconfirmation they can go for कि अच्छा ये वाला डिसीजन लेना चाहिए। तो ये आपके जनरली कंफर्मेशन बेस्ड या बाइस डिसीजंस होते हैं। ज्यादा आप जजमेंट बेसिस होते हैं, जजमेंटल बेसिस होते हैं, और ज्यादा आप जो है वो यू जस्ट वांट टू गेट द मैक्सिमम इंफॉर्मेशन just to take that decision. Framing bias. The framing bias is when decision makers select and highlight certain aspects of the situation while excluding others. So framing में आप क्या कर सकते हैं? Whenever you are going to take the decision, select and highlight certain aspect of the situation while excluding other. आप एक फ्रेम क्रिएट करते हैं, आप एक व्हाट वी कैन से एक होल क्रिएट कर लेते हैं, एक जस्ट लाइक होल क्रिएट करते हैं एक इंसान के इर्द गिर्द या एक सिचुएशन के इर्द गिर्द कि दिस इज व्हाट इट हैज बीन हैपेंड एंड दिस इज हाउ इट विल बी। जो ओवरऑल एक फ्रेमिंग कर लेते हैं और उसमें आपने जस्ट लाइक कोई भी डिसीजन करना है तो वो डिसीजन आप वन बाय वन स्टेप बाय स्टेप कर सकते हैं। Now next one is about this is framing. Next one is about availability biased. Availability biased happens then they go for कि overall आपकी availability when decisions maker tend to remember events that are the most recent and vivid in their memory. So most of the time क्या करते हैं कि जो भी आपकी overall availability है, जो भी what we can say जो भी आप काम कर रहे हैं या जो भी आपके डिसीजन मेकर्स हैं, they just want to remember the event that are the most recent and vivid. That means आपकी कोई भी ऐसी चीज जिसको आप क्या करना चाह रहे हैं, जिसके रिगार्डिंग आप डिसीजन लेना चाह रहे हैं, सो उसको आप क्या करेंगे, वो आपके पास उस फॉर्म में अवेलेबल होनी चाहिए। डेफिनेटली टीचर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी और बाकी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी कि व्हाट एवर यू आर डूइंग, किसी भी इवेंट के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से वो आपके पास एक अवेलेबिलिटी है उसके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, देन यू हैव टू गो फॉर इट। और जब तक वो अवेलेबिलिटी चीजें अवेलेबिलिटी रहेगी तो आप कहीं ना कहीं तक उसको सही कर रहे हैं, सही तरीके से कर रहे हैं या नहीं कर रहे हैं। तो अवेलेबिलिटी बाइसेस इसको representation, overall the way you are going to you can say represent anything. So आपकी representation based likelihood of an event based on how closely it resembles the event or the select of raptor are are the set of events that represent the biasness. So most of the time if you are going to on the basis of your representation you just want to take that positive decision regarding that person, तो ये आपकी biasness based